Ladies and gentlemen, life will never hand you everything neatly wrapped in comfort and ease. The truth is, there will always be a reason to delay, always a reason to hold back, always an excuse standing in the doorway of your destiny. But excuses have never built a legacy. Excuses have never lifted a soul out of despair. Excuses have never written history. There comes a moment in every man and woman's life when you must stop explaining why you didn't and start showing the world that you did. You have been given one life, one chance, one opportunity to leave a mark that cannot be erased. You were not created to linger in regret. You were not designed to be shackled by fear, and you were not called to spend your days giving reasons for why you quit. No excuses. Get it done. The mountains before you are not there to stop you. They are there to prove how much strength you carry within. The valleys of failure are not meant to bury you, but to teach you how to rise higher than before. And every storm that rages against you is not a sign to run and hide. It is a test of whether you will stand, whether you will endure, whether you will fight until victory is yours. Hear me clearly, success does not wait for the timid. Opportunities do not bow to those who hesitate. The future belongs to the bold, to the relentless, to the ones who push past every excuse and declare, no matter what comes, I will finish what I started. Excuses will whisper to you. They will tell you that you're too young, too old, too unqualified, too broken. Excuses will tell you that the time isn't right, that you should wait until tomorrow, until the stars align, until everything feels perfect. But tomorrow is not promised. Today is all you have. Now is the time to act. Your dreams will not chase you. You must chase them. Your goals will not accomplish themselves. You must rise and work for them. Your destiny will not unfold by accident. It requires discipline, persistence, and unshakable faith. So I challenge you, silence the excuses. Silence the fear. Silence the voice that tells you to wait. And stand with courage, walk with purpose, run with determination. Push when you feel weak, fight when you feel tired, and never let the chains of hesitation hold you back. No excuses. Get it done. Because the world is waiting for the gift that only you can bring. Now is the only time you have. Yesterday is gone forever, and tomorrow is only a hope, a possibility that is not guaranteed. Yet so many people live as if they are promised endless days, as if the hours will stretch on forever, as if they can always start tomorrow. But the truth, my friend, is that the clock is ticking, and every second that slips away is a second you will never hold again. If you keep waiting for the right time, you will miss your time. If you keep postponing your dream, you will bury your dream. Excuses may sound comforting in the moment, but they are thieves of destiny. They rob you silently, and by the time you realize what you've lost, it's often too late to recover. Life has never been about waiting for perfect conditions. It has never been about waiting until the weather clears, until the fear leaves, until the road is smooth. No. Life is about moving forward when the storm is raging, pressing on when the fear is loud, and climbing even when the path is steep. Every giant who ever lived, every person who left a mark on history, began by doing something when others thought it couldn't be done. They didn't sit back and say, tomorrow I'll try. They said, today I will take one step. Today I will fight for what I believe in. Today I will not let excuses define me. Think about it, how many dreams have died because someone waited too long? How many lives have been wasted in hesitation? How many talents have been buried under excuses like, I'm not ready, or I'll do it later, or I don't have what it takes? The cemetery is filled with unwritten books, unspoken songs, unlived dreams, and unfinished purposes. Don't let yours be added to that silent crowd. Don't let your vision be buried simply because you were waiting for tomorrow. The moment you have is now. The chance you have is today. You may feel like you are too broken, too tired, too unprepared. But let me tell you, greatness has never belonged to the perfect. It has always belonged to the persistent. Strength is not born in comfort. It is forged in struggle. Winners are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. And when life tells you that you can't, when voices whisper that it's not your season, that it's not your time, that you're not qualified, you have to rise up and say, now is my moment. I will not wait. I will not delay. I will act. The opportunities of today will not wait for you. They will pass by and fall into the hands of someone who dares to step forward. Your destiny will not chase you. You must chase it. Your calling will not unfold while you sit in hesitation. You must rise and answer it. Excuses are easy, action is hard, but only action produces results. And while fear may scream at you, faith whispers, move anyway, try anyway, begin anyway. The miracle does not happen before you take the first step. It happens because you did. Imagine standing at the end of your life, looking back at all the things you could have done, but didn't. Imagine knowing that the only thing that stood between you and your purpose was the excuse you clung to. Regret is a heavy weight to carry, but you don't have to carry it if you choose to act today. The moment is in your hands right now. Every decision you make today shapes the story you will tell tomorrow. What story will you tell? Will it be a story of hesitation and lost time, or a story of boldness, courage, and relentless determination? You have a fire inside of you, a fire placed there to drive you forward, to push you toward your calling, to light the way through the darkness. Don't let that fire die out while you wait for conditions to be perfect. Don't smother it with excuses. Fan it into flame with action. Feed it with discipline, with courage, with persistence. And when you feel weak, remind yourself that strength grows in weakness. When you feel tired, remember that your breakthrough is often just beyond the point where most people give up. Now is the only time you have to forgive, to love, to rebuild, to dream, to fight, to rise, to become. The doors of tomorrow may never open, but the doors of today stand wide before you. Walk through them. Take hold of this moment with everything in you. Live without excuses, work without delay, and fight without retreat. Don't let another day slip away into the shadows of someday. Someday is not promised. Today is here. Now is the only time you have, so act, move, build, and finish what you were called to do. Certainly, here's your 900-word expanded speech on NENOXCUS JTIT Damen, with a focus on action must replace hesitation, written in a Billy Graham-style tone, without headings. There comes a time in life when we must stop talking about what we are going to do and simply do it. Too many dreams have died in the silence of hesitation. Too many callings have been abandoned in the shadow of excuses. Excuses will always come dressed in logic, but make no mistake, they are nothing but chains that bind your hands and feet. They are thieves of time, destroyers of destiny, and killers of potential. When you allow excuses to speak louder than your determination, you surrender your power to change your own life. Action must replace hesitation, for hesitation delays greatness, and action unlocks it. The truth is, you will never feel fully ready. You will never have every resource, every answer, or every perfect condition lined up in a neat row. Waiting for the perfect moment is nothing more than a trap. There is no perfect moment. There is only this moment. And this moment is all you need. The one who succeeds is not the one who sips and waits, but the one who steps out, trembling if they must, uncertain if they must, but moving nonetheless. Progress does not come to the hesitant. Progress belongs to the bold. Think of the great men and women who changed history. They were not free from fear. They were not exempt from doubt, but they did not let hesitation win. They acted, they moved, they built. They spoke when silence was easier. They stood when kneeling would have been safer. They endured when quitting would have been acceptable. And it was their action, not their excuses, that carved their names into history. You may have excuses too. You may tell yourself you are too young, or too old, or too unqualified. You may say the timing is wrong, the resources are lacking, or the support is absent. But hear me now, every excuse you cling to only postpones the future that is waiting for you. Excuses will not comfort you when you lie awake at night wondering what your life could have been. Excuses will not carry you across the finish line. Excuses cannot deliver victory. Only action can. Every day you hesitate is a day lost forever. Opportunities are like passing trains. They will not wait at the station of your indecision. If you do not get on board, they move on. And when they are gone, they rarely circle back. You must be willing to act in faith, to step forward even if the path ahead is not clear, to move with conviction, even if the road feels uncertain. Action is the language of those who achieve. Hesitation is the lullaby of those who settle. There will be storms, there will be obstacles, there will be critics, but the one who acts in the face of resistance is the one who prevails. The mountain before you is not a signal to retreat, but a challenge to climb. The valley you find yourself in is not the end of your journey, but the ground where strength is built. The storms that rage are not designed to destroy you, but to test the weight of your faith and the depth of your determination. Excuses bow in the face of adversity, but action thrives in it. Do not let fear write the story of your life. Fear whispers, not now, not yet. Wait until you feel stronger. Wait until you feel ready. But the secret is this: you may never feel ready. You may never feel completely strong. But action does not require the absence of fear. Action requires courage in the presence of fear. Courage is not the lack of trembling hands. Courage is moving forward with trembling hands anyway. You must decide once and for all that hesitation has no place in your life. Decide that no excuse will have the final word. Decide that no setback will keep you down. Decide that your purpose is too important, your calling too great, your destiny too significant to waste it on delay. The clock is ticking. Time is not your servant. It is your master, and it waits for no man. Today is your opportunity. Today is your moment. Today is the time to silence excuses with action. Think of the dream that burns within you, the goal that wakes you up at night, the vision that stirs your soul. That dream is not there by accident. It was planted within you for a reason. Do not insult the gift you were given by leaving it untouched, by letting hesitation kill it before it breathes life. Water it with action. Nurture it with persistence. Guard it with courage. And one day, that seed will grow into something greater than you ever imagined. But it begins with one step, just one act of courage. So rise up and move. Do not explain why you cannot. Show the world that you can. Do not delay until tomorrow. Step into it today. Do not speak of what you will do someday. Live as if today is that day. Because someday is a lie. Someday is an excuse. Someday is where dreams go to die. But today is real. Today is powerful. Today is enough. No excuses. Get it done. Let your actions speak louder than your doubts. Let your persistence silence every excuse that rises against you. Let your courage drown out hesitation. For in the end, you will not be remembered for the excuses you gave, but for the battles you fought, the goals you achieved, and the lives you touched because you chose to act. Action must replace hesitation. And when it does, you will discover that the impossible was never impossible. It was simply waiting for you to begin. Excuses are the enemy of progress, and yet they are the easiest thing in the world to create. They slip into our minds so quietly, so convincingly, that we begin to believe them as truth. An excuse is nothing more than a reason dressed up to look like logic, but in reality, it is a thief. It steals your time, it steals your energy, and it steals the future you were meant to live. Excuses will tell you that you are not ready, not strong enough, not talented enough, or not in the right season of life. But let me tell you the truth. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait your entire life. The perfect moment never arrives, the stars never fully align, and conditions are never ideal. Progress does not wait for excuses, it waits for action. When you study the lives of the great men and women who came before us, one pattern becomes clear. They did not allow excuses to dominate their lives. They had reasons to quit, but they did not. They had obstacles in their way, but they climbed over them. They had setbacks that should have broken them, but instead they became stepping stones to greatness. Every excuse they could have made would have been justified, but they understood something profound. Excuses build nothing, but action builds everything. Think about it. An excuse may provide you with temporary comfort, but it will always leave you with long-term regret. How many times have we told ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow"? How many times have we whispered, "It's not the right time"? Each time we push things off, we add weight to our future and deny ourselves the progress we could have made today. The truth is, tomorrow is not promised. The only time we truly have is now, this very moment. And if we do not seize it, if we let excuses rob us of action, we waste the most precious gift we've been given: time. Excuses are dangerous because they appear harmless at first. They sound reasonable. They sound wise. But what they really are is poison, slowly destroying your momentum and your drive. They trap you in a cycle where nothing changes, and you convince yourself that it is out of your control. Excuses are a prison without walls. You are free to leave at any moment, but only if you decide to stop believing the lies they whisper. The world is full of people with excuses, but history is made by those who refuse to use them. The successful person and the struggling person often face the same circumstances, the same challenges, and the same limitations. The difference lies in their response. One chooses to bow down to excuses. The other chooses to rise up in action. You cannot control every circumstance in life, but you can always control your response. Excuses are optional. Discipline is a choice. So I ask you today, what excuses are you clinging to? Is it fear of failure? Is it the thought that you are not good enough? Is it the belief that someone else has more talent, more opportunity, or more support than you? Let me tell you, your excuse is not stronger than your purpose. The fact that you are here, the fact that you are alive, means there is something inside you that must be done. Something the world needs to see. Something only you can bring. But it will never be born out of excuses. It will only be born out of courage and relentless action. Every mountain you face, every obstacle in your path, is not there to stop you, but to test you. The question is not whether the road is difficult. It will always be difficult. The question is whether you will take the first step and keep moving forward. Every great story of victory begins with a decision to act, not a list of reasons why it couldn't be done. Excuses are easy, but they will never give you the reward that effort and perseverance bring. You see, excuses focus on the problem, but action focuses on the solution. Excuses magnify the size of the challenge, while action magnifies the size of your strength. When you stop making excuses, you begin to see possibility where once you saw only limitation. You begin to unlock doors that excuses had kept closed. And you begin to realize that progress is not reserved for the gifted, but for the persistent. No one ever remembers the excuses of the defeated. They only remember the achievements of the victorious. The world does not ask, "What excuses did you have?" It asks, "What did you accomplish despite them?" If you want your life to be remembered, if you want to leave a mark that cannot be erased, you must rise above excuses. You must take ownership of your choices, your time, and your destiny. So rise up today. Refuse to be shackled by the chains of excuses. Refuse to let fear dictate your decisions. Refuse to let comfort steal your calling. The road will not be easy. The journey will not be simple. But progress is built on the foundation of effort, sacrifice, and discipline. Excuses may knock on your door every morning, but you have the power to shut them out and step forward in faith and determination. Excuses are the enemy of progress, but you are stronger than your excuses. Every day is a chance to prove that you will not settle for less, that you will not wait for tomorrow, that you will not waste the time you've been given. Today is your moment. This is your time. Do not give your life to excuses. Give it to action, give it to purpose, give it to progress. And when you look back years from now, you will not remember the excuses you silenced, but you will stand tall in the victory of what you accomplished because you chose to act.